Just a rag.
Okay, well done. Who sold her?
A slave trader.
Well done.
He's fat.
Well done.
And he didn't care for me. I was stolen from the farm.
Well done.
And I was picking cotton. I'm really shiny, beautiful, dark black. But my head was shaved. My hands are worn and I'm wearing really heavy chains.
Connected.
My arm, around my wrist and around my feet, and I've got sores, open wounds and sores on my body, my wrists, and I've been here a while in this metal cage because he was waiting to give me to a special person, because I was beautiful, because I was quiet and well behaved, and I didn't make sounds and noises like the others. I was graceful.
Go back in her memory as I surround her in light, and tell me, where was she taken from? Where was she born? Drop back, fall back.
She was born in a barn. Her mother was a slave. Her father was a slave. She was born there, in this place.
Has she only ever known slavery?
Yeah.
Okay.
But she didn't have to do... She did clean chores with soap. She did the scrubbing of the mats. Scrubbing.
The house.
White. She scrubbed the horses. She was small, but she scrubbed their feet. And the house is white and cold and stone, but beautiful, with a big front balcony and lots of slaves. And the mistress of the house was kind and beautiful. She took care of me because she saw my light and she saw that I was special, so I didn't do dirty chores. But the husband didn't care much for me because he knew that she had a soft spot for me, which is why he sold me, because I couldn't be on the farm anymore, because I distracted her from her need to disconnect from the slaves and to have a stone heart, and she couldn't have a stone heart while I was there. So he sold me to get rid of me because she was distracted by my light. They were all distracted by my light. They saw me shining, even though I was sad. It didn't matter because my light was brighter than any sadness could ever dull. And I cleaned and washed and sung when I could. When I sung, my voice was special, and my tone was different to the others. We all sung, but my singing was different. It was higher, and they liked me singing at night when in the barn when the candles were lit, and we had some time, and I didn't like them looking at me. I liked to sit in the corner and sing in my own way. It didn't matter if I was in the corner because my light was shining anyway. And I sang and they listened, and my singing took away all of the pain of the day. All of the whipping and all of the hurting. When I sang, it took away all of their pain, and they didn't feel it even though their skin was open and the flies were on them because the barn was hot. It didn't matter because when I sung, it removed all of that. It took away the dark. My voice was brighter than all of the candles in the room. And the master was aware of this, and he actually wanted everyone to be in pain, and he wanted them to be hurting because it made them easier to control, because I gave them the opportunity to see beyond their pain. And when they saw beyond their pain, then they rose, and I could see them lifting off of the floor when I sang, and he sensed it too, and he couldn't have that. They had to be on the ground because he could control them that way, but I had the ability to lift them all off of the ground with my singing. And she saw that, the mistress saw that, and she liked me lifting her off the ground too, because sometimes she used to ask me to sing to her, and I sang to her under the tree that looked like cobwebs. And secretly, she would dance in her white dress, and when she danced, her feet came off the floor, and she liked it. And that was why he sold me, because he realised that that was dangerous for him. And he made me live in the barn with the heavy chains on me, and I couldn't do cleaning anymore, and I couldn't wash the horses' feet, which I liked. I had to stay in the barn in the corner with the heavy chains on me, but they didn't. I slipped out of them in my mind, and I raised myself out of the barn, and I just hovered above my body. I was free of that. But I had to go back to that body when it was ready for me to move, and I got put in a heavy cage, and I got taken to a market, and I was put in a circular space with the other children. But even the slave trader knew that I was different, so he could see the difference, and he kept me apart from them. I had to stay on my own, and then when someone special came along, then I was sold. And the special man came along, and he was rich because he wore the gold clothes and the white coat and the red velvet shoes. And he bought me. And he took me with him, but he took the chains off. And I was taken back to his beautiful, beautiful house with the floors of marble and the gold, and I was put in the bath of milk, and I could see out of the window, and I could see across all of the buildings and the pointed turrets and the gold. That was all of his land. He owned that land. And I was his youngest bride. But he didn't buy me to be the bride like the others. He bought me for my light. He bought me to sit in the gold circle on the floor, and the other wives watched, and they wore their silk, and I was kind of like a plaything, but I was treated well and I was fed. And I used to levitate for them. I would sit in the circle with my legs crossed, and they would all watch me while I raised myself off of the floor, and he clapped. And he would bring special visitors in to watch me. And I could do this because I'd learned how to do this, because when I was in the barn I was able to move outside of my body to disconnect from that version of myself in the chains. And once I was put in this space and given the opportunity to do my work, to bring my light into this rich, caring place, I was given the chance to show my body lifting, my whole body lifting. And it was a sign for everyone to understand that this was the beginning of something new. I'd been brought into this castle, into this rich space, so that I could bring the light and the shine and my voice into this place, because we were going to be moving in a different direction from now on. And it was my opportunity and my gift and my will to show them that this is something we can all do. I've come from the darkness and I've remained in the light, and regardless of the fact that there is going to be darkness, darkness is coming and the fighting is coming. And I can see the men with the black uniforms and the coloured, their heads are covered in black fabric, and there's a small space where their eyes are, and they're on horses, and they're coming to take over this particular land, because I've taught them of the power of what we can do with our light, of how we can levitate, how we can move above the ground as we see it. We can move to a different place and we can remain safe. And that's my role in this life. And this man is rich, but he's also connected to me. I was meant to be the one to show him. He won't learn to do this, and the wives won't learn to do it in the physical sense of the word, but they will learn how to move outside of their bodies with will when they tune into that space, and I'm going to teach them. But that's why I'm here.